The Culture Currency show is for those who recognize that nuance is key. We don't pretend to have all the answers, but we tackle the issues that affect the majority when speaking of Black America. Our discussions are informed by the host's personal experiences and insights, and we're always open to evolving our perspective as we gain new understanding. This is the story of two friends from the Bronx who decided to get real, be direct, and impact Black culture. Welcome to Culture Currency, where culture is the value.
Yo, Grand Rising, how you doing today?
I'm good. You?
That's good. I'm great.
Right.
I'm great. I'm excited to see how you're approaching this topic today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I approached it from a different standpoint than I thought I was gonna when I started doing my research.
Yeah.
So I want to see where we align.
All right, got it. Sounds good. Today's topic, we're talking about tradition for tradition's sake, right? And Black culture. You know, the traditions that we hang on to, and we'll see what our angles are right now.
Right.
All right, cool.
Right. I'm Mahogany.
I'm Ij.
And this is Culture Currency.
What culture
is the value.
All right.
So the first thing I want to do is define tradition.
Yeah, sounds
right?
good.
Tradition is customs or beliefs from generation to generation. Yeah. And that definition added so much more to what I was going to speak about.
Yep.
Because when you just think of customs, there's so many things that we just do as a people without even a thought.
Right. For me, when I was preparing, I thought about the difference between our healthy and unhealthy traditions and coming from that angle.
Nice. You want to set it off?
Yeah, we can set it off. I can kind of go with them when you chime in. All right, cool. So some of our healthy traditions and Black culture are, one, our faith and spirituality. We have our Black churches, we have our mosques, we have our kingdom halls, we have gospel music that gives us hope and strength.
Okay.
Right? And then our it takes a village mentality, you know? And then, you know, I'm always bringing up the Kwanzaa principle. So that's the third day of Kwanzaa Ujima, which is collective responsibility, where we depends on our neighbors, our friends become our extended family, godparents, and those are like our survival structures and how we help each other out.
I love the angle you took. One of the things I put up there was like the cookouts.
Yes.
Right? Our cookouts, we're known for a great cookout. And the only reason I brought up cookout in regard to what you're speaking of, the connection is, as a people, we look for congregation.
That's right.
We look for reasons to be amongst each other and just enjoying each other's company.
And those connections. And also with our cookouts, we also have Sunday dinners.
We
have
dinners.
Soul food.
Haven't heard that. Do you think Sunday dinners are still happening often?
I think they happen I would say kind of just like tradition's sake. I don't know if it's like everybody come over for Sunday dinner, but it's like if you're gonna make Sunday dinner, it's gonna be something. But it was a time when Sunday dinner was Sunday dinner, everybody come over. You know,
I think we lost that as a people. I know there's still families who kind of still do it,
right?
But I think we lost it as a collaborative.
Yeah,
and I think that's one that we need not lose.
I agree with that, but I think, like, for example, a sandwich on a Sunday is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Because it's Sunday. You know what I mean? So when you're making dinner on a Sunday, it's supposed to be a thing, you know? So
that soul, like you putting love into the food. And everybody is coming together, breaking bread and like catching up, knowing what's going on in each other's lives, laughing together. Yeah. That's why I feel like it should be something that's brought back.
I agree.
In my household,
it just feels good thinking about it.
Yeah,
you know?
It does. It really does. You know, we didn't do Sunday dinner per se, but in my household, we ate together.
Right. Yeah. Growing up, we ate together too.
We ate together.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody had to just come to the table when it was time and eat.
Yes, right.
And that was a time where we got a chance to like just focus on each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think that that's something that should be brought back because I do believe that a part of our disconnect is that we're not connecting.
Yeah, is that we're not connecting. It shouldn't just be on Indigenous People Day when we cook all this food and we coming together, but like if we could do something on a weekly basis, even if it's just your cohort, your immediate, then just do that with that.
That would be a great thing.
Like, so also our art is also something positive about our traditions. We have fashion. Like we know how to throw it on, right? Every occasion we stepping out, we make sure we look good. We have jazz. We started jazz music. We have hip hop. You know, we have all of these great things where we show our how we express ourselves and tell our stories and who we are.
I'm happy you brought that up because there's a big conversation right now, typically social media stuff, right? Where there has been a lot of other cultures who are questioning whether American Blacks have culture. And I think that's the weirdest.
How can we not? It don't matter where we are on the planet.
It's the weirdest.
It's part of our blood. It's who we are.
Forget that.
Yeah.
They're all living our culture.
Right, exactly.
And asking if we have culture.
So where you get your style from?
Yo, all of it.
Where you got this music from?
All of it.
Where you got these instruments from?
Why you talk the way you talk?
Come on, what do you think is
Why
cool?
you moving the way you move?
Yeah, who you got it from? Why you dancing the way you dance? Stop it. That's not even a conversation, man.
Hip-hop is culture.
Yeah, like, come on.
And it's American culture.
Right.
Black American culture.
Yeah.
Don't ever question that.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get back to traditions. Go ahead.
Yeah, back to traditions.
I just needed to do that.
Right. Oh, a good one. Then we go into things that showed our determination. Kuju Jakalia, the second day of Kwanzaa. Civil rights movement, Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Two movements that really that was really about organizing and resistance. You know what I mean?
Where would that fall under tradition?
Us organizing and coming together to fight against the powers that be to make changes for us.
So our ways of organizing.
Yeah.
Which honestly falls underneath that umbrella of the congregating.
Right, of the congregating. That's right.
Congregating for a cause.
Right. Not just, faith and giving each other hope and as it connects to spirituality, but doing something about it, getting in the streets.
Okay, I like that. I like where you're going with it. When I wrote down I separated mine between actions and beliefs, right? Because it's customs and beliefs from generation to generation. I'm going to start with a belief, right? One of them, and this one is one I believe is damaging, and that's why I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
So the belief system that a truth to an elder is disrespect.
Oh, man, yeah.
This is something that we have passed from generation to generation.
Right.
And still to this day, if someone sees a younger person telling an actual truth, it doesn't have to have a tone. It doesn't have to have any other...
Who you talking to?
Yeah, it's like who you think you talking to.
Yep.
And it's like, so our young are not able to teach us?
That's right. Yeah, that was always a thing. Yep. And I think now is for us, and our kids, I think we're hearing them and understanding that they have voice too a lot more, but we did not have that.
We understood the response to that, and it wasn't a good one. So I don't understand why, as a people, we continue to push that agenda, right? I see it often where people will be like, I would have, oh my God, this kid is disrespectful on a grandstand. Disrespect is the lack of consideration of, right? So to lack consideration means you're doing something without caring about how it affects others.
Right.
Right? Telling the truth is not that.
Right.
Right? Now, if you're utilizing language that doesn't belong, that will fall under that.
If you're not using tact.
There's a bunch of different things that have to come together to create disrespect in that regard.
Got it.
Right? It can't just be a truth. Right? And so that's something I wanted to bring to the table because I really want us to stop that.
Yeah, and I want to question something with that. I wonder because, there's a lot of resistance, with the young people today. It probably has always been is a development stage, right? Where a lot of young people are feeling like, well, I don't care who it is, adult or not. you're going to speak your piece and say how you feel and all of that kind of stuff. I wonder if young people have felt suppressed for so long, a generation after generation now is like, listen, you're going to listen to me, whether you want to or not.
I think that's a part of it. I also think that part of it comes from parents who were suppressed,
right?
Who now they're going all the way left.
Right.
So instead of giving discipline, they just took the discipline away because they don't want to be like their parents.
Right.
But there's a comfortable middle.
Right.
You know, that needs to be there in order for us to, you know, be sufficient in our engagement.
Right, because it's not because our punishment back in the day was mostly physical. It was physical punishment, and before that they're getting switches and there's a whole bunch of stuff like you taking stuff down from slave owners.
I got hit with switches.
Whipping and all that. You got hit with switches?
Yes.
Damn, man.
But my grandmother.
There's other people my age who like visiting down south when the older people. I'm like, yo, you actually have to get a switch. People my age, maybe it was you. Maybe it was you.
Me.
Yeah, she was like, it was definitely me. That's crazy.
I stopped going to my grandmother's house for multiple reasons, but that was one.
That was one of them, right? Like, come on, you ain't beating the hell out of me because I made a mistake.
But they used to tell you to go get it.
Go get it.
So you know the psychological effects of...
I probably would have ran away.
I gotta go get the weapon that you're gonna use against me is crazy. Yeah. The part of it that was crazy to me, it was so confusing because it's like, my grandmother, what I will say was good about her is she's going to have the conversation to let you know why you're getting in trouble. So she would give you...
She was on the right track.
She was on the right track. Because she would have the discussion about why this was happening, right? So it confused you a lot because her tone, she never screamed. I've never seen my grandmother scream, use a loud voice. She didn't, like, I'm passionate. I speak loud, constant. My grandmother didn't do that. She was like, you know why this is going to happen? Like, she was that. And she would get you all comfortable before tearing you up.
And you know what about that? Like, we're saying she's on the right track because she was. Like, I want you to understand.
Why?
But then the next thing would have been to ask you questions on how can you repair the harm and not do this again and stuff like that and go that way. But the tradition was, I'm going to beat this out of you. You're going to learn.
You're going to learn today.
You're going to learn today. You know what I mean? But, I wasn't beat as a kid. I used to get my hand popped. And when I was in trouble, my mother said, give me your hand. I used to be like, that's all I got. Because I was so light that she never wanted to bruise me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that was, my son, my oldest brother, they,
I got beat, but I didn't get beat as much as my older brothers and sisters did. My beat downs came from the dojo. So I got disciplined at the karate class.
Oh, man. That means a lot of people was going crazy because dojo ain't just one person.
Oh, yeah, no. You get beat by multiple people.
Yeah.
But you get the opportunity to fight back.
Oh, good. That's good.
You get to fight back, but you're not going to win.
Got it.
Because it's not your peers.
Right, exactly.
It's the masters, the senseis, all of those. And you're back to back and back to back and back. So by the time, even if you won a few of them, by the time you get to like the third person, you tired, you want to rest, but ain't no rest.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I got my beat downs.
Got it. She's like, listen, I was in the trenches, everything I did wrong, man. I was up, right?
I was going down.
So being that we're talking about like strength and the physical stuff, what about the man up and the strong black woman thing that, where our men were killers and women holding it down and feeling suppressed in that way, where it leads to mental health struggles and not being able to be vulnerable and fully express.
So a lot of our traditions come by way of, our societal norms, right? And because we live in a society that doesn't see us as equals,
right?
A lot of our traditions come by way of survival, right? And so not just physical, but our mental had to adjust in ways to survive.
Right.
So when it comes down to what manhood looks like from a black man and what womanhood looks like from a black woman, it's very different.
Very different.
And that's something that definitely needs to be dissected even deeper than this discussion.
Absolutely.
Because it's what we know, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the healthiest way to go.
Absolutely. And then this is another thing that we celebrate, like celebrate strength. But I think vulnerability should also be encouraged and celebrated because you have to let things out. You have these suppressed emotions that lead to all kinds of mental health breakdowns. Like how many, like the men that I know that now these days that are being more vulnerable and talking, they like 50 and up. You know what I mean? Or everything has gone completely left. Life is breaking down. So now, they may be expressing, but I don't know. I can't really say. If I do know some, I don't know many emotionally vulnerable black men.
Well, that's because like when we discuss strength, our belief system around what strength is morphed.
Yep.
Right? It's not what strength actually is. When you start understanding what strength is, you understand that vulnerability is a part of that.
That's right.
And we don't have that part.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
Vulnerability for us is danger.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Like
so
I let you see my weakness, then you're gonna
explore
me.
it.
That's right.
You're gonna explore my weakness, and we're in a society that does exactly that. So it's easy for us to say, we got to get vulnerable, but there has to be a deeper discussion on what that looks like and what circumstances allow for it.
Right, exactly. I was about to say, like, with who? Like, for example, something like I statements, right? Say if you're telling somebody how you feel and saying how they affected you, you only do that with people you care about. And I would say for the thing with vulnerability, not just walking around and you're just an open book all over the place. Some people can do that. Me, I'm not going to do that. But there's certain people that I can talk to and be vulnerable with. I just know that we all need that space.
We definitely all need that space, and I'm happy you said that, because the reason I brought that up is because I wanted us to be much more intentional with showing, yes, there is a time and place for it, right?
Right.
Vulnerability is not for people who don't care about you.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Showing your whole hand is not for people who are playing against you.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
That's for people who are in alignment with you.
Right.
Now y'all can learn how to play them cards together
and help each other
right?
through.
But the people who are trying to play against you, once you show them your hand, they know the possibilities of what you can do and they can counter it.
That's right.
So that's not what we're saying when we're speaking of being vulnerable, but we are speaking of understanding the spaces that are necessary for vulnerability so you can show up in more healthy ways with the people that surround you.
And every single person needs a safe space to be able to be vulnerable, and then be able to express, deep emotions and things of that nature. Yeah. And I was just thinking, I don't know what I was watching the other day when I was preparing for this discussion. I don't know what I was watching. And I was like, damn, it's so sad that, the whole thing where men can't cry. We're all humans. We're just physically built different, a lot of us, and have more or less strengths in different ways and different purposes and things of that nature. But it's like everybody is human, man.
This is the thing. When you have shortcomings, you project your shortcomings onto others, right? And when we're speaking of this mindset of what the black man is and what the black woman is and what strength is, you got to understand that although the people who are acting in a space have this understanding, there's also the people who are watching them act in a space who have an understanding. So now you have the world kind of echoing what's going on in your head. So yes, you should be able to cry as a man, right? Especially with the people closest to you. So in relationships, you should be able to cry in front of your woman or whoever it is you're dealing with, right? However, then you gotta wonder if the woman you're dealing with sees crying as weakness.
That's right.
Right? Because now that spills over into a whole other discussion. Because if crying is weakness to you and you look at your person as a protector, weakness and protection don't go together.
Right.
So now you showing this emotion cancels out what you supposed to be in this person's world. And this is how relationships break down.
Yep.
But this is why we have to heal as a unit.
Right.
Because we all have to be getting the same information and understanding and making the adjustments at the same time. Otherwise, we tend to hold each other captive with old understandings.
With old understandings, absolutely. And because now we know better, the information is out there. We know better.
Gatekeeping. There's only room for a few of us.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Good one.
So what brought that to me was a clip I saw of Gilly interviewing Joey Badass. His sentiment was, these young ones coming up, they looking to take my spot. I'm not giving the game for them to do so. I was happy that Joey corrected him. However, he's not the only one who thinks like that. There's a great deal of us who think like that. And if I'm being 100% honest, it's not far-fetched, right? When we start thinking about societal norms, where we are, and how the system is built around us, then when you think about it, yeah, there is only a few spots,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
However, our conversation needs to be creating our own spots. So there is no limitation.
There we go.
Right?
I love that.
That mindset comes from still wanting to sit at the table of people who don't want us at their table.
Absolutely.
Because if they wanted us at their table, the spots wouldn't be limited.
Right. Because the world is vast.
You know?
You know what I mean?
So if we're creating our own spots, then as many people as can be seated.
Absolutely. And I remember I had a friend that I worked very closely with, very smart guy, IT guy, and we had a conversation about this years ago. And he said something to me about, he was like, well, you know, he was like, yeah, I'll share this with you. He said, but I don't be letting people know what I know. I ain't giving people up the information. I said, well, that's why we have information. We have information to be able to share and teach each other, to make each other better. You know what I mean? It's not gonna. You'll actually feel good when you're empowering your people, but to hold on to what you have, thinking that if you give it out, you're gonna some way lose. No, you're gonna lose by not giving the game.
That's exactly what happens. Because this is a cycle.
Right.
Like everything's a cycle. Everything comes around, goes around. Yeah. So if you're putting the energy into stopping the cycle,
right.
Then what you think
and holding on, that means you're tight.
Yeah, you're not allowing the flow.
You're not allowing the flow.
Not allowing the flow.
Not allowing the flow. That was a good one. That was a good one. Our mistrust of mental health care. Right? And seeing a therapist and stuff like that as a real issue. I was talking to one of my homeboys recently, and I was asking him, I forgot why we were talking about therapy. I think I was talking about love snobs.
Okay.
And telling him about love snobs. I forgot how we ended up getting into the discussion. And he was like, you know what, Ish? He said, I would never go to a therapist. He said, you see how I'm talking to you? He said, I'll talk to you because I know you care about me. He said, but I'm not going to a therapist where they're just sitting there talking and waiting for the hour to be up. They're not really invested in me. And I said, you know what? I never looked at it from that angle. I said, I've talked to quite a few people. Of course, many of our people, we felt like, going to therapy, you too crazy? That's an old thing.
That was one of them.
Yeah, that was one of them.
And the other one is, it's a system within the system that already works against us.
Yeah.
So we don't want them being able to label us these different things and put us in these categories or even know what's going on in our heads.
Right.
Because it's dangerous.
Really
that's the vulnerability we was talking about.
But also, like you said, we need to create our own spaces because when it comes to therapy and things of that nature, you can find a therapist that looks like you and find therapists that you feel comfortable with.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't understand therapy at first either. And I remember going to it and I'm like, I'm never going to therapy again. But it just wasn't a match.
I think that goes for anything, right?
Yeah,
I think that with anything, when you're looking to gain from something, you have to have choices. You have to be able to find what it is that's a good fit, and then stick to it. There's nothing that you should just jump into without, making sure that it works for what it is that you're bringing it to the table for, right?
Yep.
How about actions?
Okay, like what?
So these ones are fun.
Okay.
These ones are fun.
Okay, I feel like it's a quiz or something.
It's fun because I was talking about things that we do customary without knowing. What brought this to mind was my daughter and how she started seeing like a constant flow of things online. And she kept saying, let me find out we all live in the same life, right? And I thought it was hilarious because it was her identifying that, hold on, Black people, we all be doing the same thing, right? And, because when we say tradition, we think of stuff like Christmas and things like that. We don't really think about just things that we do regularly that run across the board. Right. And so I started writing stuff down. I already brought up the cookouts, but bringing Tupperware to cookouts for your to-go plates.
To make sure you got your to-go plates, yes. Good one.
How many people do that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And what is the reason?
Yeah.
Listen, first off, we ain't got it like that, right? So if we could get cooked food to get us through a couple of days.
It was like, I can have this for Sunday.
We getting that.
We getting that. Absolutely. Can I make it a little serious?
Yeah, go ahead, go for it.
One thing I was thinking about our cookouts, though, is like, how many times you been to a cookout with no vegetables?
That part.
When you got you got rice, macaroni, cheese, and corn.
You know I go through that all the time because the way that I eat, I always end up hungry.
Right.
I'm there for the company.
Right.
Because I'm definitely not eating.
Right, it's nothing to eat.
Because even if they put some salad together, all it is lettuce.
Right, exactly.
They ain't got nothing else going for it. It's like, okay, thank you for letting me eat my water.
Right. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, Tupperware.
You know what I mean? Yo, okay, this one. What do you do when you in the house by yourself and you hear a sound?
Look around.
You don't pause?
Yes, absolutely. Like
the first thing all of us do is like, we stop short and listen.
Who that? Because you personally is somebody coming in this house. There's somebody coming in this house.
We all do that. I don't care who you are. We all do that.
And I always think somebody's trying to come in.
Yeah, you always like we always on guard. Yeah. That's the funny part. But the other part is that goes with that. When somebody runs.
Oh, we out. We out.
I ask questions
later. I ask, what? We running?
Why we running?
We out.
You know, yo,
nobody have time for that.
Out of here.
That's a fact.
Yo, I don't know what we running for until we get 2-3 blocks away.
Like,
now it's like, yo, what happened?
No, I was just, what?
You had me running for that. Thought somebody was coming.
Right. This is good.
Oh. What's a way that, besides looking on the Weather Channel, what's a way that we check the weather?
Our knees.
Your knees?
Yeah.
Yo, this is new. Tell me about this.
I feel like it's going
Oh,
rain.
that one? No, that's one too.
Yeah, I feel like
that's one
rain.
Yo, your achy bones definitely is one of them.
That's another way we check the weather? Damn, because we look at the phone all the time now.
Before the fold.
I would just look out the window.
You don't put your hand out the window?
Absolutely, and be like, nah, it's good. Nah, you stupid, yo, yes. You brought me back to my 210 days, my Sherman Avenue days. That's a fact.
Like, that's gonna give you a real read on what it's like outside. That one is one of them.
Nah, that's funny.
All right.
Nah, put your hand out the window.
Oh, this is one. This is one that I've been seeing on social media because the Caucasian community has been asking about this a lot. So it's been a large conversation about what is the point of rinsing clean dishes? We all...
Oh, yes, you take it out
the cabinet, you rinse it before you use it.
That's right, you rinse it.
Why? Because dust, anything could have came in contact with the stuff before. Listen, we from the hood. We from the hood. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a possibility of a lot of different things.
Hell, the roach could have went bad that you don't see, and then it's just like, you know, you got one, and then you don't know, shit, what? You don't know if that one that's running around and be high, and if it went across that dish, you never know.
Listen, safer than sorry.
That's right. Yo. Wow. Rinse clean dishes. We're not from your environments, that's all.
It's different. It's different over here. Yeah. It's different on this side. Yeah. Check this out. What is something, because my kids tease me about this all the time. This is something that you'll probably see in your childhood photos, something that might have traumatized you a bit that your parents did before sending you out the house or to school.
Oh, my God.
What?
Vaseline. Vaseline on her face. Thick Vaseline looking like the first day of school every day. Ain't no cold getting through that.
And the way they put it on, it's like, yo, like they trying to scramble your features.
Yo, my stepmom's, my little brother's Raheem and Rashad. They Vaseline faced up. All they baby pictures, they Vaseline faced up.
My daughter always speaks about her pictures. She's like, yo, the mad shiny forehead. You get that to her? Nah. Yo, we chocolate.
Right.
We don't got time for ash. We don't got time for that. We don't get the you don't get no pass for the ash. It's over for that. It's over for that. Chocolate gotta get the Vaseline treatment. All right. Oh, this is one that I always find interesting. I love it. I love it to some degree. Let me say that. When we go into spaces where there are not many of us, what do?
Get with each other. We
look for each other.
We look for each other.
We make sure we know. We seen each other. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
It's a sense of comfort.
It is. It goes back to what we talk about, the congregating, the community. We need that as a part of our makeup. And anytime we don't have that, we search to make sure that we can have it in some way, shape, or form. The other part, though, is I've been in spaces where it's like people that I walk past every day. They don't speak.
Right, when you see them.
And then they see me in a space
it's
like that, and it's now it's like, ah!
Yeah.
And I'm like, why you don't have that energy when we see each other regularly?
I get
you know what I mean? Like, come on.
That's actually something that I think about quite often.
Yeah?
And it really is. It's something that really crosses my mind because you know for sure that it's certain people you knew for years and y'all just don't really speak. Y'all not, but if you say you see them out of town or something, it's like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? It's a thing. It's
a familiar face.
It's a familiar face. But here's another weird counterpart to this. My brother, he lives in North Carolina. And his neighborhood is a mostly white neighborhood, but he saw a brother, and he's like, doing the thing, like, yo, I see you. He did not get in our bag. He was sitting there with his white wife and other people. He's like, nah, stay over there.
Yeah, he don't associate.
Nah, he don't associate. He was like, yo, do you? I was like, wow, very interesting. He did not get that nod back.
I mean, it's good that he ain't nod back. Right. Now you know who's not.
Yeah.
Your kinfolk.
Right, it's not your kinfolk. Right.
That's one thing about it, man. Yeah. Although we share culture, we share complexion, some people just aren't that.
Just aren't that, for whatever reason. Yeah. So colorism and texturism, good here.
Oh, colorism.
Yes, and texturism. I was just the other day, one of my we was talking about something. I said, no, I had a hard time too. He said, for real? And you light skinned, damn. You know what I mean? And I was saying there, I was like, light skinned, damn. Like,
Remember I told you that though, when we did the show, when you spoke about with your experience with colorism, I was like, I was happy that the show ended up going that way. And the reason being is because they've heard people who look like me a million times speak about colorism.
Right.
They never often hear the other side of it. It's not just the dark-skinned ones that get it. Because us who have a darker complexion have complexes, we tend to then project that onto our light-skinned counterparts.
Right, that's how it goes. And it really affects our unity and self-esteem and all of that kind of stuff. So being conscious of colorism and texturism.
And I'm happy you said it really affects the self-esteem and all of the, and our togetherness, because that's one of the things I wanted to discuss in this discussion. Our traditions that are traditionally keeping us apart.
That's right. Traditionally keeping us apart. Love it. And that's one big area right there.
Yeah.
One big area.
We having fun with some of the things that mirror themselves in other households that are like, that's cool that all of us do these things, just happen to do these things. But then it's those things that's like, nah, we shouldn't be doing that.
Right. Thank you for bringing the fun. That was really fun. That was really good. And we did not rehearse that. I did not know that she was going to bring up the Vaseline scenario. Our comfort of being violent with each other.
Yeah.
Part of the fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to be fair, right? Proximity matters, right? So
who else you going to beef with?
You're going to beef more with the people you're around more, right? So it matters. The same way white people fight with white people more, Asian people fight with Asian people more, black people are gonna fight with black people more. That's why I don't believe in the black on black crime concept.
Right.
If you're not gonna use that for everybody, then stop using it.
Yeah, because you labeled it and made it a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
All of us have that as an issue because any proximity matters.
That's right. Good point.
So the other part though is when I was having this discussion the other day with my cousin, it dawned on me the frustration that we have, right? Dealing with systematic issues, dealing with our daily ins and outs, dealing with a system that doesn't necessarily focus on us in ways that we need, right? We have a lot of frustration. And with that proximity, like we always say, even in relationships, the person that is the closest to you gets it.
They get it, yeah.
It could be the person you love the most.
That's right. They get those bad days.
Get the bad days. I said to myself, wow, I never thought about that when it comes down to how quickly we ought to rage against each other. Is the frustration from out there an ignited factor?
Got
you know what I
it,
mean?
yeah.
So it's like, this is where you're letting it out, but that's not where the issue
the macro
really
is the issue, is the systems in place and all of that kind of stuff, though. But because we're close in proximity, we're letting it out on each other.
It's that slow burn, right? Because I know for myself, it's very important for me to be as direct as I am. It's very important for me to be as transparent as I am. I have a temper. With that comes explosions. And if I am passive aggressive, then the person who doesn't deserve the explosion gets the explosion. Because it's the straw that broke the camel. Right. And so when you think about it from that perspective, and when we watch how extreme things get between us, it's like, damn, sometimes it's like it don't have nothing to do with you.
We bringing it home. I would love for that to be a conversation, a larger conversation with community members, and just and talking about that angle of it. It's not like a black on black crime thing. It's a proximity thing, and it's a bringing out bad days home thing from what's happening in the outside world.
Absolutely,
love it.
So there's a discussion with Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin. It's a classic conversation with them going back and forth, and they're discussing the relationship between male and female. And she's talking about she wants the version of her man that the world gets, not the version that she gets, because the world gets an opportunity to experience the one who is careful with his words, who is kind of reeling it back, not giving them the transparency. She wants the lies. She wants this is what she's saying. I want to be lied to. I don't want your truths. You take the time to give everybody else the lies. I get all of the truths, right? And in that discussion, the conversation is exactly what we're having, right?
It's the impact of it.
Impact,
that's what she's saying.
The impact of what comes from the outside world and her having to deal with that. Him bottling up outside stuff and then coming home and letting it out on her.
Just pouring it out, like it's like shaking a soda.
And in that discussion, I love the discussion. I did not necessarily like a lot of the responses I seen to the discussion because I seen people kind of taking it very literal.
Right.
And wanting to be lied to.
Right. Yeah. We're talking about a poet here.
Versus wanting a person who you are close to
be careful.
To be careful.
Right.
And you to be open for them to spill with you.
Right.
Right.
But not recklessly.
Not recklessly.
Yeah. That's really good.
So that conversation just brought that to me.
That's really good.
And I wanted to bring
I don't think
that
I've
up.
seen it. I need to see it. And
you
if I haven't,
that's
dope. That's dope.
She's like, well, I gotta get your truths. Well, I gotta, you know what I mean? And he's said, but you should get the truths. You know what I mean? Because from his perspective, it's like, yo, you're the person I feel safe with.
You, so I can come and just say this stuff.
I'm supposed to be able to tell you the truth. Plus, lying to you is disrespectful.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You should know me completely, and not know me partially. I'm giving them the half-ass version of me. I'm trying to give you the whole me.
I wonder if they created something, because this sounds like a piece.
It sounds like it. Yeah. And I absolutely love the discussion because it starts a conversation. But I think that people need to understand that the conversation is more about being careful with what you have bottled up when letting it out with the people who are close to you in proximity.
Right.
Versus not giving them what's in the bottle.
Right.
You know?
I love it. That's really good. Really, really, really good. Yeah. For 2025, we're heading to 2026. It's really important that us as a people, we begin to examine the traditions that we keep and the ones that really need to transform.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better. I'll let that close the show. I'm Mahogany.
I'm Ij.
And this is Culture Currency.
Where culture
is the value.
Make sure to like,
subscribe,
comment, and share.
Peace.